Gunstocks for VR. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorites. When it comes to virtual reality and playing shooters, nothing compares to having an actual gun stock. If you've just got your controllers, they're wailing around in the air and you just can't line your sights up properly. We've got lots of different types. We've got haptics, we've got magnetic cups, we've got all sorts of types of gun stocks out there. This has really blown me away. Thank you to the business company VR team for sending me this. This is the Gunface, and they've also sent me the Pulsar Quickbrace. That's one heck of a name, and I love it. We've got some 3D printed parts. We've got some carbon fiber tube. We're going to go through everything, a bit of an unboxing. We'll get it on the bench and show you, and we're going to put it through its paces on the game floor. But thank you to the team. They've sent me this at no charge. I am free to review this how I want, but like all of my videos, I'm under no duress to say anything. I can review this how I want, but I just love the innovation that's gone into this, and the quality is excellent. Look at this. Look at that quick release system. That is just incredible. And I'm going to show you some of the really cool features of this in a moment, but let's get into this video. You know the drill. Like and subscribe, share these videos with all your crazy friends. And if you're looking for gun stocks for VR, well, you've come to the right place. It's only for the Quest 3, so bear that in mind, but I've got to be honest, if you're playing first-person shooters in VR, the Quest 3 headset is where it is at. Let's get into the video. This is going to be a good one. And here she is, nicely packaged, wrapped in butcher's paper, and some really cool instructions here with some QR codes we can scan. We'll have a look at those in a little bit and put those up on screen. And here we are. I love my 3D printing, and these have been printed just exceptionally well with some nut inserts and some metal componentry. So obviously that's a clamp of some type to clamp down onto the pole. Let's put that to the side. And it's a really interesting design. So I can't wait to get on the game floor and actually try this out, but just having a good look there. The 3D printing quality here is just excellent. I'm really, really impressed with what we've got going on there. All right, we'll pump that to the side. These look like some little end caps, or is that threaded? Oh no, that's threaded. So that's a threaded piece there. All right, put that to the side. Okay, that's obviously for one of the controllers. So that's going to go around the face of the controller, and it obviously clamps down. Really cool design. Very interesting the way that's being done. And there we are. So that's marked for left, and then no doubt we've got one marked for right. Again, another little tiny nut there with the eyelet sort of type bolt to tighten and loosen. Very nice. Keyway there. Not sure what that's for, or if it's just part of the 3D print. And this will be the right controller mount, no doubt. Great idea using the butcher's paper. I mean, too much plastic in the world, right? Even though we're talking about 3D printing. Yeah, again, excellent quality. There's really no sort of loose ends. So he's either done a bit of post work there, or a little bit of rough edging there from the 3D print, but that's fine. Now, if you're worried about your controller getting scratched, you might want to get a little bit of sandpaper on that there. Don't know if we can get that to focus, but yeah, just a slight rough edge there. You can just see it there with the shadow. And what is this screwed together? Oh no, it's magnetized. Oh, man. Oh, that was smart. He's put a little bit of paper between there, but wow, check that out. I'm thinking that's for the controller cups or something. Oh man, that's cool. So what's going on in there? Is that threaded? Not sure. Wow, this is really cool. Man, that's a really cool design. Those magnets are really strong, so I'm assuming they're a rare earth magnet. Got some pretty strong magnetism going on there. Maybe they're glued in. I think so. It looks like there's a bit of glue residue left over there. Awesome. We'll park that to the side. Oh, wow. This is crazy. Oh man, is that the barrel? Have we got like a muzzle brake? That's a muzzle brake. That is just the coolest thing ever. Okay, this is getting really interesting. So this obviously looks like it's some connector clamp for the different poles that are all going to fit together. Again, you can sort of see the 3D printing there. It's done really nicely. This is a really clean piece. Put that to the side. Interesting. Very, very cool concept. I've not seen anything like this. Oh man, look at the carbon fiber. Is that real carbon fiber? Yes, it is. Nothing like some carbon fiber. Man, that is nice. And threaded ends there. I'm really impressed at the quality of this. This is really, really cool. Okay, so let's start assembly and test it out. So we'll get, I think we'll get the camera on the QR codes and see what it shows us. We are assembled. This has been meticulously thought out. It is absolutely brilliant. There's a little bit to getting these to fit. Don't be afraid though, but just wiggle and move to get them to snap in. And man, I just absolutely love the way that this comes apart. That is just genius. It is absolutely genius. I've never seen a gunstock split in half for you to be able to have your offhand to reload with. So what I was talking about with popping the controllers in, absolutely brilliant. And gosh, I was going to do an instructional video on assembly, but the video that he has done is so good. It's so clear, even in regards to these notches here on lining up everything so that you can make sure that you've got the correct alignment. The adjustability is incredible. You can configure this in whatever format you want, and being able to swap these tubes around so that you can change the spacing between your primary hand, your offhand is just incredible. So you loosen that off. This just fits up into there and you just snap it in and make sure it's rotated around correctly so that the little tiny sensors are all aligned correctly, and then you should be good. Now, the additional pieces that we have, this is actually for the Pulsar Quickbrace. I have got 2 kits here. So what you're seeing is not going to come in a single kit. It is basically 2 gun stocks that I'm able to review with this, but it's all been sent as the one kit. So there are components that are matching, and we'll go through the Quickbrace in a second. But yeah, this is blowing my mind. I cannot wait to get on the game floor and test this out. So now let's actually assemble the Quickbrace, and I'll show you what that looks like. Now, the Pulsar Quickbrace, I've assembled it, and at first you might be looking at it thinking, what the heck's going on here? First off, I'll cover what these are. These are little blanking caps that you can use. We've got an exposed thread on the carbon fiber just here. You can just get the camera to focus there. She's going to play the game. There we go. So that part there, and we can actually just put one of those caps on there, down, and that's just a nice finish to cap that off. Now, this is still a bit loose. There's a reason for that, and I'll show you in a sec. These are the bits that I've got left over though. So we're not using this magnetic quick connection anymore. This is on the premise that you are going to purchase both of these, but I reckon there's merit to having both of these kits. And also the flash hider, the muzzle brake, that's not needed in this case. And also the forward hand or your offhand controller is also not being used with this mount. So that can just park to the side, and we've got a spare blanking cap. That cap could be used if your shoulder brace or shoulder stock is exposed. You could then screw that on. In my case, I've got quite long arms, so I need to have this extended as it is. Something else for me to mention with this setup, it's universal. So it's not about left-handed or right-handed. You can swap all of this stuff around. So if you are left-handed, you can still use this. Now, let's have a look at the way this works. So in essence, what you're doing is using this cup at the front here to actually cup your wrist so that when you're playing, you can have your offhand free, grab a cartridge, grab a grenade, and then you've got a rest point. And if you actually look down the length of the gun there, we are lined up perfectly. So you'll see in a minute on the game floor when I start playing, but you can adjust this here to compensate for wherever you want your secondary, your offhand to be, so that it lines up as if you're grabbing the forward of that weapon. Now, what I love here is, let's say you've got an AR, well, you'd be in this grip position here. If you're going sniper, well, you can just extend your arm. And if you're going a little tiny, submachine gun, you might just bring it back to your actual wrist. So the ability to change your grip position on the fly is incredible. This is wild. Let's get on the game floor and test all of this out. All right. We're testing out the Pulsar combo grip first in the quintessential Contractors. Let's do it. All right. Here we are. So let's grab the AR and we'll make our way up to the shooting section. All right. So first off, I'm liking it. It's just so cool. The fact that I can pretty much grip that wherever I want. Let go, release weapon, grab, straight into position. Wow, that is really cool. This is going to be a very quick combination to work with. Man, I like it. Okay, let's see if that's fouling there. No, that seemed to be okay. Where's that lining up? Oh yeah, that'll take a little bit of muscle memory, just not to dash into that little notch there, but that's just me being picky. We could also move that as well. So where that notch is, you could actually swivel that and then swivel this. So you've got so many points of adjustment, it's not funny. Let's grab another cartridge. We get that in. All right. Oh God, I'm so used to having a magnetic cup that I have to stick on there and detach. This is really, really quite interesting to play with. Wow, you're going to be quick with your weapons, that's for sure. Even grabbing your sidearm, having this whole stock section here, it's so light that it's just not an issue. It's really a non-issue. How do we drop the cartridge there? Got another one in. She's loaded. How would we? Oh, yep. Nice. So we've got no issues with cupping or anything there. Man, this is, wow. I am really, really impressed with how this feels. Gosh, that feels good. Gosh, you could have I just thought of something. That's so cool. Let's grab the pistol again. Let's grab another cartridge. You could even shoot your pistol like this. Although you do need to cup it with two hands, but, oh man. That's pretty cool. Although you're always going to shoot fully extended, that's still pretty cool. Okay, so let's switch back to our primary. We got another cartridge in there. I'm going to switch to single shot, and let's see if we can get some good solid shots down. So how's that going? Yep, shoulder in. Okay. Very stable. Really like that. Super stable, easy to position. Man, that feels good. Now I'm interested. Let's switch weapons to see how much adjustment we need to do. Although it does have these little quick release bolts, you could do it, but I don't think you're going to want to do it mid-game. You'd probably want to do it while you're paused or you're in the lobby. They can be a little bit tight, and I think it's best to put a controller down and be able to adjust them. So it's not a quick release style. I think you would want to predominantly get this all set up before your game session, but let's actually switch weapons here. So we'll go to, let's actually go to Sniper, and I absolutely love the SKS. So we'll grab that puppy there, we'll save that, we'll jump back out. Now we've got a really long weapon, which is normally problematic with Gunstocks. You either need some type of quick adjustment or you're buggered. And often, depending on the gunstock, I just won't even use a sniper or a particular weapon because of that. But, oh my gosh, look at that. Now this could use some adjustment, I'm not gonna lie. This could use a little bit of adjustment, but that is workable. I could very easily grab that and work with that weapon. I definitely need to adjust the stock though, so I can just position myself a little better. I just feel like I can't quite look down there. Perhaps we'd want to even rotate that a little bit more. But I mean, you're even free to sort of move that on your arm wherever you need in order to get that position. So, gosh, you could run multi-weapons and not have too much trouble. Wow, that's really quite interesting. Now, got to remember how to get a cartridge out of this, no? What am I doing wrong here? Grab that, no? I've forgotten how we eject the cartridge on this one. There it is. Interesting. Okay, so that's something. There we go. And grab, that's just me being an idiot. Grab another cartridge, lock it in, and load. Not too bad. I did knock the stock again there, but that's something to get used to with most stocks. Man, it's just wild. Let's now try the submachine gun. So we'll jump back in, go to SMG. Let's actually try the Vector. This would be an interesting one. That's a very compact arrangement and is normally a bit of a struggle with particular gun stocks because you're grabbing it so close back. But oh man, look at that. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. Man, I'm just blown away. That is really working well. Gotta grab that out, grab another one. That's my knife, I always do that. Get in there, lock and load, that's feeling good. Gosh, look at that. That's probably a little off. So we could actually just adjust this slightly. Can we, yeah, this is what I mean, like you've got to put your controller down or you can just nip tight things so that you can adjust them on the fly. Where do we want that to be? Actually, I think we want that to be down. So let's bring that down a bit. Yeah, that's better. That's where we want it. Okay. Oh, gosh, look at that. Okay, switch to sidearm. No, switch to sidearm and cup. Okay, drop that weapon, grab that, and we're straight back in. Man, that is some quick action right there. That is some quick action. Let's try another SMG real quick. So we'll go to, yeah, let's try the MP7A1. Right, jump back. This is an interesting little weapon because, again, very close, it's very tight. So interested to see how that works. Okay, that is off. What would we need to adjust there? I almost feel like the stock would need to come forward. It's doable though, it's doable. And I think when it comes to gun stocks, if you can get it in the mid-ground so you can operate most ways, that's going to work best. But let's have a quick play. What do I think that needs to adjust? So let's go. Yeah, that's down there a bit. So that feels good, but we need to rotate up there. Okay, so I reckon this. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're tight. So just plonk me controller in there for a sec. Give that a quick crank. Just gonna push that up. Before I grab my controller, we'll just roughly see. Yeah, I think that's where we want it. Okay, let's grab. Oh, wow, that is absolutely spot on. All right, let's crank that up. Oh, I've accidentally touched the stick while I was in my pocket. All right, back into position. That is... I don't think I've ever been able to fire this weapon with a gun stock and have it feel correct. That is epic. Oh my gosh. I am looking dead down the sights. That is wild. Honestly, I normally don't pick up these kind of weapons when you're playing online because you're mixing and matching so rapidly that it really does become a problem. Gosh, I don't even know how to load it. That's how infrequently I've used this. Okay, oh, that feels wild. To actually be gripping something and to be that close, properly looking down the sights. That's bloody magic. I almost feel like I want to run to that through the shooting range. Okay, so we are going to hit the shooting range. That is the best way to test these things out. I think we might just want to. Do we want to adjust? Yeah, I think we'll need to adjust that for the rifle. So I'll get that back in my pocket. And where are we? We'll just crank that there and give it a quick adjustment. There we go. And I think we kind of had it about there. We'll just quickly grab the AR again. And we are switching to carbine. We've got the M4A1. It's one of my favorite weapons in this. We'll switch back and let's see how that feels. Where do we want it? Yeah, I think we want it about there for this one. That feels good. Yeah, that feels good. Okay. Right, let's crank that down and we are gonna run at the shooting range. M4 and let's go. Tango's down. Oh, taking a bit of getting used to here. Moving back, reload, grab a cartridge, we're in. Okay, I think I've got the hang of the reload now. Gosh, it is taking a bit of getting used to because I'm so used to being able to relax my left hand, I guess, somewhat because it's magnetized. So it's just something. It's something to get used to, something different. Man. Okay. Moving to the stairs. Tango down. Oh. Tango's down. Let's reload. Okay, yeah, I've got the hang of that reload now. Whoop. I would have been shot by then. Okay. Moving lower level. Let's go. Drop down. Tango down. Tango down. Tango down. All right, let's get a reload. Nice. Wow, I am liking it, I've got to say. Whoop. Whoop. Keep forgetting those two are there. Moving in. Oh, beautiful. We're clear. Clear. I say clear when there's still one standing. All right, we'll get a reload. Well, yeah, I keep banging that top bit. So that's something. If I reload and I just sort of whisk up, I'm okay, but it's just muscle memory and getting used to different gun stocks, really. Nice. Tango's down. Moving through. Tango's down. Okay, how we go? 2:23.65, not too bad. Not too bad. So there we are, the Pulsar. I like it, I really do. I mean, the ability to switch weapon types and have minimum adjustment. You could almost find the sweet spot if you spent time tuning that, I reckon, unless you're running something really, really small. Gosh, that does just work so well. Let's now try out the other Gunface stock and see what we think having that magnetized quick release system, but with both controller cups locked in. Let's go. Okay, back at the start, and we've now got the Gunface, and straight out of the gate, I feel like I need to swap the carbon tubes around. My forward hand feels too close. And as you can see there, I've actually got it at its full extension on the pole. And I reckon my stock is, I mean, it's probably, yeah, it's a little bit far away. So I can probably get away with swapping those tubes around. Let's see how we go though, because the catch with this setup though is that if I do that, it's not going to work as well for the subs. But let's see, maybe it will. So we'll get up to the firing range. And let's have a feel. I mean, that's not bad by any measure. That is doable. And my hands do feel like they're in the right position, except for my forward grip. My forward grip could just be a little bit, yeah, forward a little bit more, but that is okay. Well, that is taking a bit of getting used to. That's so different. I'm not used to it separating in the middle, but I mean, I'm blind to that, and man, you would really struggle to miss that, but there you go. I've just realized you can actually adjust your hand position. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's crazy. You know, sometimes you pick up a gun in VR and it's not rotated properly. Like if I grab that, I start to rotate, it's just not right. That is epic. So you can grab it, rotations out, and just, oh my goodness. Wow, that is crazy. Man, that is crazy. That actually right there feels, gosh, I don't even know if I need to put my hand more forward. That feels right. I just needed to move the rotation. Wow, okay, so let's try a reload and see what I think. Gosh, that's weird. I wanted to put my controller on top like a magnet. So yeah, it's just muscle memory. Yeah, that's not right. Yeah, no, that is right. That is the position. Okay. Okay, we'll switch to auto, grab another cartridge, lock and load. We'll snap in, we'll move up. Okay, let's try different weapons. So, get back in position here. Let's now switch to sniper. And look, I absolutely love the SKS, but we'll try something different, right? Why don't we go gosh, look at this big thing. Let's grab that, the SVD. All right, we'll commit that. Get rid of her. Whew, that's one long sniper. Okay, so this will be interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, my grip's still in the right spot, but it's gripping it. So, gosh, maybe I could work with that. I mean, you know, you could actually work with that. Man, they must have fixed something in Contractors, because previously, unless you were right on the money or close about, it just wouldn't snap. But the fact that that is just giving me go-go gadget arms is doable. I mean, it doesn't feel right because I'm not lined up, but it works. Wow, that's interesting. Let's actually swap weapons again and see if it'll do it. So we'll go to this AWM. Oh, insufficient budget. Oh, okay. Oh, anyway. What have I got? I've probably got too much stuff going on here. So primary, can we get rid of that? Maybe we can drop. Can we drop that? Oh, anyway, let's get out of there. I wasn't expecting to have a glitch while filming, so we'll just go to the SKS. Tried and trusted. All right, save. Let's jump back. Let's grab it. Let's see what happens. Yep, that's awesome. Okay, so that's completely doable. Let's try a submachine gun. Let's go SMG, and we'll go let's go the MP7A1. That normally has issues with Gunstocks because it is so compact. So let's see what that's like. Oh, wow. I can't believe how good that is. Man, I actually reckon this is brilliant. Now, I'm not having any issues with the controllers either. It does mention in the instructions to make sure you've got them positioned correctly so you're not having any impact on the sensors, and mine's working fine. So let's do the shooting range. Righto, crew, here we are. We're at the range. We've got it. We're in single shot. Let's connect. Make sure we're good. Where do I want to be? Yeah, I reckon I want to be there. Okay, let's go. Tango's down. Tango's down. Can never get him through there. Clipping issue. Tango's down. Okay, let's reload. Oh man, how good is that? And how quick to change. The position's wrong, swivel, we're in. That is really cool the way he's notched that magnetic mounting system there, and I'm not having any issues missing it. Tango down. Whoop. Through the wall. All right. Come on. Tango down. Moving up. Nice. All right, get a reload. Oh, it just works. It just works. Yeah, I think I want to be there. That feels right even with what I'm seeing. You kind of grip this weapon from the side, not completely underneath. Okay. Tango down. Tango's down. We've got one at the top. Tango down. All right, let's move through. I think we'll get a reload. Don't know if it's just me, I'm getting used to it, but I don't seem to be knocking the back as much anymore. I mean, nothing's changed at the rear, so it just must be muscle memory and getting used to it. Moving down. Tango down. Tango down. Tango's down. Moving in. Really precise with this. Tango's down, missed one shot there. And goes down. Get a quick reload. We've only got 2 more. Oh man, I'm absolutely loving how quickly I can adjust. And I'm always wanting to rotate out. I seem to be snapping it back. And we'll get our count. What do we get? 222. I seem to be snapping it back sort of with my arm rotated under, but I can just so quickly readjust. This is really cool. We've got the Gunface, we've got the Pulsar, which is basically that quick grip. Man, this is absolutely awesome, and it is light. If you are after a light gun stock, man, look no further. This thing is absolutely brilliant. And there you go, the Gunface. Man, what a crazy stock this is, and the Pulsar Quickbrace. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.